Demonstrate from time to time that you're human. And being a human being, you're going to make mistakes. But what I believe is those mistakes that you need to learn from. You can't beat yourself up. And as Kevin stated earlier, given his illustration of that bee, as he was out on the beach, and indicated there's a bee in all of us. And we fight the good fight. You know, when I open up the history books, let me just, hopefully this makes sense. But I can remember when I hired into the workplace, because I know everybody in the room is not from the auto sector, but we all do belong to one family, and that's the UAW. And also I recognize, I'm sure, from different other labor institutions. But guess what? We all make up the middle class in this country, and that's what we have in common. But when I was hired in the Ford, after, as Chad stated, served my country proudly in the United States Army, you do what most folks do, you know. Education is instilled in you, and folks say, hey, you need to go to college, get yourself a degree, and I thought Ford Motor Company was just a pit stop. 26 years later, I'm still doing this thing. But as I was in school, I was working towards, you know, getting my degree, and I was at a crossroad. I said, you know what, this assembly line ain't me for 30 years. I'm not doing this. And I looked over at the supervisors and saw a lot of the grief and hell they would catch on a daily basis. I said, I ain't going management because my personality is not a good mix. So if you talk to me like they talk to some of their management folks, we gonna have a problem. We ain't gonna have it out in the parking lot, we gonna have it in the workplace.
Right.
So I said, that ain't a good fit. So once again, some senior guys on the assembly line, I think if I didn't have this mic in my hand, you probably could still hear me even out as far as Michigan Avenue. I had a knack for speaking up for people. When I saw something wrong just right there in our zone as we were building vehicles, you know, I'd speak up for those that couldn't speak up for themselves. So some of the seniority members, who obviously had some whiskers, had some seniority, came to me, wrapped their arms around me, and that's when my career began. And one of the things I believe in leadership, you gotta lead by example. You gotta let folks know when they're right. More importantly, you gotta let them know when they're wrong. And one of the things I take great pride in, I believe in respecting people. You know, you having a bad day, you cuss me out, I'm probably gonna take the first couple, you know, explicits. If you cuss me out every day, I'm gonna cuss you out back. Because I'm human. But then I'm gonna understand that, you know what? Nah, being in leadership, I gotta come back to you and make amends for what I did because I was wrong. Because I get it sometimes in the workplace, we bring personal issues into our job. And I'll never forget, there was a young lady I was representing. She couldn't stand me, and I knew it. But I knew she was placed in front of me because it was a test that I needed to get by. And when we worked through our issues, the next time I ran for election, she was the first one out there campaigning for me to get reelected. So I guess I say all that to say that, you know, I encourage each and every single person in here, do more than being on the sidelines. If you don't get involved in this thing called being a trade unionist, getting involved in your union, nothing's gonna change. It's easy to throw stones at those that are in leadership positions. It's easy to say the international union is this, they're that, they're not doing enough for us as the membership. But how you feel about your union is how you feel about yourself.